After making my first video on Genshin Impact and PGR even, a thought occurred to me in my head. How long does it take to build a character in each game, and how can Genshin's character progression be improved? So I set out to go Escoffier in Genshin Impact and Lilith Diamonessa in PGR even, and compare the two to see the building process behind both games and find any problems that occur within Genshin's character's building. The reason why I chose both these characters are that they're both limited, fulfill similar roles, and will to use in a team comp. Before I get to my results, I want to get over the rules for the comparison. First of all, I'll compare the days I actively worked on a character and the amount of stamina I used in Genshin. Things like the character's weapon and code will not be accounted. I also try not to use any preform materials, but it is inevitable that I will. Lastly, I'll use Kaching mains and PGR's built-in recommendation as guides for the characters, as well as I'll keep track of the date. Timer will end when I'm satisfied with the character and build, so keep in mind that my standards are lower in PGR than in Genshin. This video is just meant to be a fun little comparison with harboring no ill will to any of the games. So if you have any questions, comments, or complaints, please let me know in the comments below. Starting with the PGR build, they have an event shop where you can buy everything you need. On the first day, I try to calculate the average currency I got before just buying the bullet and spending all the pre-farm currency on cogs. Outside of that, the main gameplay loop was just to spend stamina on Vin Shop and buy the materials that I needed and use them. There isn't really a reason to go on what I did day by day, because the loop just repeats, and I was finished in less than a week. In Genshin, it took me 15 days and just over 3,000 resin to complete the build. The first 4 days were spent on the EXP lands and the world boss. 5 days after that were spent on talents and artifacts, as well as the weekly boss, until I was satisfied. Days 10 and 11 were spent patching up on the remaining levels and finalizing everything but the artifacts. Last 4 days were spent purely on the emblem domain for the artifact XP alone, and finishing the build on the last day. So comparing the gameplay loops of both games, PGR is more simplified while Genshin had more moving parts to it. The two main points of discontent I had with Genshin Impact was the lack of XP and the lack of a multi-challenge. The last 4 days, I didn't feel like I made any progress since I was just in the wait room for artifact XP, and I think this problem is exaggerated for casual players since it's not about getting the artifacts, but it's about raising them. And the game provides no resolution apart from getting more artifacts to get more artifact XP. If they want to put a band-aid solution on this deep cut, they can at least give us the option to do a multi-challenge where you do the combat for the domain several times, then claim all the resources at once. Now that we've discovered a problem with the progression system, let's add it to the feedback session for the versions to come.